conversation. So yeah, you told me about the march in Selma. So it was 65?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who were some of the high point people who were in that march that you remember?
Which one? Which one?
The march in Selma.
Yeah, it wasn't really, I guess you'd call it a march. It was we were blocked all the time from marching. But eventually they went to Montgomery. Martin Luther King, of course, and John Lewis was the one who got his head beat in going over the Edmund Pettus Bridge. He's a congressman. Everybody would be there. I mean...
So a bishop, I remember that one of the bishops, Teuton, came, or what was the name?
Tulin?
Yeah, and he came with some nuns, because I remember some of the replies that you sent me, the 13 replies that were like, only one of them bode well at all in the positive movement forward of the civil rights.
I didn't send you all of them. I had about 400.
Oh, did you?
But Tulin was the guy against it, the local bishop. Forbade the church to be involved, but they did it anyway. The local religious order, the house people, and meetings and stuff. But there were, I'm trying to think of which bishops were there.
What did it feel like? What was the energy like?
A good friend of mine was a key white guy organizing. Oh, it was very, for me, not exposure. It was really something very moving, extremely moving.
Yeah, not just moving, but was it like fearful, or was it more just a self-empowerment of like the concept of like the, I mean, because you told me about them taking you into rooms and telling you the whole deal of preparing you for nonviolent reaction.
Scaring the heck out of me.
and they scared the heck out of you, huh?
Yeah. Oh, you're kidding? I was in the basement of a church. I was alone, and I went down there alone. And I walked through the police lines and everything, and didn't know anybody, and had never done this kind of thing. And I went to this church basement, and they said, "Okay, this is what you do tomorrow when they beat on you. You crouch down, you cover your groins, and cover your head with your arms." And then they came around and rolled up newspaper and hit you.
Wow, really?
Then I was so petrified I couldn't move.
Wow.
And the next day, I couldn't move the next day, but somebody grabbed me on each arm, and within a couple minutes, I got into the spirit of it.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Hey, it was easy for you to get across the lines when you were white, wasn't it?
Well, I think they were letting anybody through. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean...
They could go through, but you couldn't go back.
Yeah, exactly.
They would block the march, if you want to call it that. We couldn't march. And so we would stand there in front of them, and they would, at night they would take their cars, the lights, and flash them up and down, so they hit you in the eyes and then down, hit you in the eye, just to irritate.
So it was kind of a standoff almost, huh?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Well, you saw that picture.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. But was that the first time that the white Christians marched with the black Christians, right? That's why it was such a landmark event?
Well, it was the first time there was really a white mass movement. Yeah, and a friend of mine, Matt Alman, who I didn't know then really, was a key part of getting that organized, getting people there, a lot of nuns and priests and all that. But it wasn't the first time. I mean, there were whites in the Freedom Rise.
Yeah.
Someone got very badly beat up. One guy, I remember, he was in the hospital, and he could hardly move. And they said, there's a bus, we're going to continue the ride. He said, okay, I'm with you. They crawled out of the hospital bed.
Wow. So that's a real powerful acceptance of suffering and like violence.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the other day when I was dealing with a lot of the issues here, the empowerment came when I became totally nonviolent, and when nothing but violence was coming at me, and so I thought about what you had gone through.
Yeah,
So
I know you did. I was very touching.
yeah, did you get a so Dad? I'm going to tell you, you're on the Ghetto Gourmet show right now because I started a camera because this is such a great conversation.
I'm hanging up and going to bed, John.
Are you? Well, I just want to know, did you get to meet King, or did you get to hear any words that he
I
spoke at
guess
the...
I didn't want to bother people like that with shaking hands and things, bothering them. I had so many people, but yeah, I was there. And, I was in front of him and stuff. But I didn't need that. He didn't need it, I mean.
Right on. So, well, anyways, I'm going to get to making dinner. I'm actually using the rice that your sister brought me.
Oh, yeah, the wild rice is great.
Yeah. So I don't know what else I'm going to make, but I'm going to make something. So, all right. I'll talk to you later, Dad. We'll get all this other stuff straightened out Thursday or
Okay.
and I'll send you an email too.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Well, America, that was a pretty cool conversation. That was my father, Jerome Ernst. He won a award. Oh gosh, an award in the Missionary magazine in 1966. It's a Catholic magazine, and for covering the confrontation at Selma, Alabama, where he was at. This was 1965. That was a conversation that we were talking about. So from a man who was there, and tomorrow is going to be the march, 50 years since the March on Washington. But, everybody, it just didn't happen with one little march. There's a movie called 10,000 Guys Named George, and that was part of the labor movement. You had SNCC, the Southern National Christian Council, who was creating a huge network of people. Basically, you have something that rivals the Obama grassroots network that got Obama elected, but even to a larger extent. Because, yeah, he was the first black president, but back then, it was the whole country, okay? The whole country wanted a change, and these people marched for it. And I'm hoping that we can start to see some of that same thing in America at this time. I mean, this is the wild rice I was just talking about, and mixed it with some brown rice. I'm probably going to do beer batter shrimp because I got beer, and it doesn't take long, but I got to thaw the shrimp. But I'm going to leave that off. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about what I know about social actions and what I've read about, from Gandhi to reading Mandela right now, to a lot of the videos I've seen, a lot of the books I've read, and kind of give a little representation of what tomorrow is really representing. And I think my father said it really well. Hey guys, I'm over here. My father said it really well when he said it was empowering. Because I understand when nonviolence can become a highly empowering feeling in yourself. All right? All right, Chef John, Ghetto Gourmet. We'll catch you up in a little bit. Peace. All right, so that was 1966. He won a journalism award for a thing called Confrontation at Selma, Alabama. If you go to my Facebook page, The Eye of Thor, you can actually find the article, and then you can also find the 13 responses out of the 400 he mentioned that he sent to me. That we're talking like King was a communist, King was a instigator, King and then telling the Catholic Church to stay out of it. Powerful comments, and even one from a nun who felt very blessed to be there, or blessed her sisters were there. Interesting stuff. So that's on my Facebook page, Eye of Thor. And I'm out. Later.